I don't know if you're sick of talking about this or not, but the Drake one must have been insanely massive, like beyond anything you had done up to that point. I'm assuming.
I'm from throughout my career, I have moments of I've achieved that. What's next?
Right.
I've done that. What's next? And I always set myself new goals.
Because you even said in the intro, you're like, we're going to be talking about this when I'm dead and gone.
Yeah, 100%.
That shows a level of experience that you knew how much this was going to matter.
And for me, it was a massive personal moment because it was something that I chased for years.
Right.
Like we'd speak about it. He was like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And I'm never the guy to push you. I'm not going to be like, yo, bro, when we doing it?
Right.
You know, it's like we'd be in the messages and be like, yo, like, it'd be mad if you did it. It's like, yeah, trust me, I'm going to body it when I do it.
I deal with that too, where the bigger you get, the more you don't want to seem like a dick rider, like just being sort of thirsty for content, you know?
And I think you have a different understanding of it. The more you grow as a person in your career and your position, and you're on the other end of it.
Exactly.
And people are like, yo, when we going to do this? Fry in the booth, bro. You must get it every day.
Yeah.
Bro, why ain't I no jumper yet? When are we doing no jumper?
Right.
So then you start thinking, well, I don't really appreciate that. Like, that's not cool.
I don't want to be the annoying person to somebody that other people are to me sometimes. Yeah.
And that's how I think. Yeah. So, like, we talk about it for a while, and this went on for a few years.
And you connected with him early in his career?
No.
How'd you end up running into him or getting in a relationship?
Obviously, I had followed him for years, and we had a lot of like friends that were in the same circles.
Right.
And one day he just followed me. And then I can't lie, I was gassed.
Same. The Drake follow day is a big day.
This was years ago as well, but I was gassed. Do you know, like, I might even have let like a little, I'm not even joking. I was in the car with a man and I was like, going for my phone. I see, wow, Drake, it's just Champagne Pappy just followed you. And I was like, Everyone was like, yo, Sloth, you good? Like, yeah, bro, man's good. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I had to wait 10 minutes to pass before I say, yo, Drizzy just followed me, you know?
Yeah.
So they didn't think that, it was about Driz.
Right.
But then, and then we just started messaging. Like, for me, like, he's one of the most genuine dudes that I've met in this game.
Right.
Like, people always got something to say about Drake because he's the top of the top. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Still, like, no one can argue with that, in my opinion. He's the guy, in my opinion. Yeah. He's the guy. But as a human being, I think he's equally as great. Like, and just watching how he moves and how he conducts himself, being out with him, seeing how he moves and how he conducts himself.
Right.
I just think he's like a stand-up person, again, who genuinely cares.
Right.
Cares.
Do you know he was going to come through that day, or were you just hanging out in the studio with the fingers crossed? Because it was like 2 a.m., right?
So I'd seen that he was coming to the UK, yeah. So I messaged him, and I was like, "Driz, you coming to the UK, yeah?" And then just put the eyes emoji, and about 10 minutes later, he FaceTimed me, and I was on air when he FaceTimed me, and I was like, "Yo, go take this call, go run outside." So I ran into the studio next door, and he's like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "Yo, you coming to the UK?" He's like, "Yep." I was like, "What does that mean?" And he's like, "What do you think it means?" And I was like, "Does it mean what I think it means?"
Right.
And he just started cracking up. I was like, "We doing this flying a booth Driz or what?" And he's like, "I'm pulling up." And I was like, "All right, cool." And he's like, "Yeah, I land in 2 days. I'll shout you when I'm on the ground."
Right.
So then he lands, and the day after he landed, he was in Annabelle's, which is like a super private members club.
Right. And he was a little tipsy.
He was waved. Yeah.
Right.
We was there the night before. We went for dinner there the night before. Okay. And we had a mad party there. And then the following night, he went back there. And he was like, "Yo, where you at?" And I was like, "Yo, I'm in London." He's like, "Yo, I'm in Annabelle's. I'm about to pull up." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, yeah, get ready. I'll be there in an hour. So I had to rush around, get the team ready, calling people mad later than that. "Yo, get to the BBC. And then he pulled up, just one up, on his ones. Just stepped in to the BBC, one up, no one else. Driver downstairs.
Really?
Yeah, stepped out. That's central London, do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Just stepped out, pulled up, we had a few drinks, chopped it up, and he's like, "Let's go." And then again, it's like another moment of just seeing how sick someone is. It was seamless.
Right.
Man come up there like dressed all smart and that, stepped out of Annabelle's, had a couple drinks, and just lit it up. One take, no messing about.
Really?
Just clean swiped it.
I was thinking that when I was rewatching it last night. I was just like, how the fuck does he just have that in his head ready to go? And I could tell it was one take.
Just clean. Like, no messing.
You got so much going on in your life. You made 5 million fucking songs in your life. How the hell did you just memorize 5 minutes of lyrics?
Crazy.
Insane.
And it was effortless.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't know, so graceful the way he did it. Like it was, and then he was like, "Yo, you coming to party? Let's go turn up, man." That's it. I'm like, "Oh man, let's get it in." But again, like for me, that's just testament to who he is. Like a lot of people are like, he's always like jumping on what's hot.
Right.
Nah, bro.
What he thinks is cool, honestly.
Yes, what he loves. That is a reflection of his character and his passion to his craft and to the music.
Right.
He can turn the lights on for you like that. He's Drake. He doesn't have to do that. Right. He does that because he cares and it excites him. He's passionate. He thinks that's sick. I want to be on that record. And he's done it time and time again in the UK. There's no real win for him. He's the biggest in the UK anyway. Right. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to make him bigger because he's jumped on a joint with a UK rapper.
If you had to put it into words why he chose to do your show instead of, an American show that maybe has bigger viewership or something like that, what do you think it is about the platform that you created?
I think that he felt how genuine it was and how genuine I was about the platform and what it meant to me and what it meant to culture and how serious I took it. Like, I've never done something just to do it. I've never done it for clout. I've never done it because my man's got heat for the wrong reasons. I'm not going to say come and do a fire in the booth for that reason. It's just not happening. I'm not going to do that, and I never have. I've done comedic fire in the booths where I've let big comedians from the culture come onto the platform, but that's because they're part of the culture. And for me, it was a leg up for them. Right. Every comedian that's come on from the UK to do a fire in the booth has gone on to greatness. They've achieved incredible things and it's changed their lives. They're millionaires. They can provide for their family. But they was doing something for the culture. It ran hand in hand. There was coming to our events, to the rap events. There was on all the same blogs. It's part of the lifestyle. Right. So for me, it weren't out of, it weren't corny to do that. It was the fact that, these guys are part of what we're doing. Right. Let them showcase what they're doing and make fun of it because each person had a character or did something along the lines of where there was a rapper. Right. Do you know what I mean? So it just made it fun. But I've never done anything that's corny because it's going to do views.
Would you describe it as like an adrenaline dump as soon as Drake finishes rapping?
Oh, it was
where it's
wild.
Like, I have that on camera. That exists. Yeah. That's going to live forever.
For sure.
I just did that. I'm not going to do anything better than that for a long fucking time. Yeah. Like, it's just such a crazy feeling, right?
At the end of it, he's like, I'll be back in February to do part 2.
I heard that. And I was,
like in February, I'm like, yo, Jay, what's it, bro? When you landing? And he's like, yeah, soon. And I've like every 7 months or so, I'll send him a little reminder. Yo, Jiz, how are you, my guy? Fry in the booth? Right. You know what I mean? I'm never trying to dress it up. Like, we'll talk about other things if need be, but like every 7 months or 6 months, I'm like, when's part 2? Or I just be like, part 2, eyes.
Just remind him.
I'm
here.
Yeah, it's coming. It's got to come. Drizzy, man.
Still
waiting,
grinding.
bro.
For sure. Yeah, what do you think about like his embrace of UK rap and everything? Like, do you feel like it's been clearly you think it's genuine, but like, do you feel like it's been an overall thing that's shed light on the UK scene?
For sure. I mean,
to a lot of people, that's the first time that they heard a UK rapper.
I mean, like you look at Dave, for example. Right. I think Dave's one of the most incredible rappers, period, at this moment in time. He's coming over here and he's selling out shows. Like he's got like 10 shows coming up. He's been selling out his shows here for the last 3-4 years. And obviously he's a huge success in his own right. Right. He's like one of the biggest rappers in the UK, hands down. Just sold out the O2. Was it 2 nights? 3 nights? 2 nights.
Last time I was in the UK was the time when some white kid came out at a festival and performed his song. It went crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
That was like the viral thing last time I was out there, to sort of carbon date it.
He's like a superstar in his own right. Yeah. But the moment Drizzy jumped on the record with him, it just elevated him even more. Especially people from outside of the UK, it put a certain look on his brand. You know, and then with Giggs, like Giggs is like, for me, the most credible, the most certified rapper, in my opinion, the greatest rapper to come out of the UK. Like he's that guy. Never conformed. Never tried to make a pop record or a record that's for the clubs or for the radio. He's just done him. He's a street guy. Got the streets on smash. Everyone respects him. He's that guy.
Right.
So then when he did that joint with Drizzy, KMT, like again, it was just a colossal moment. And now, like there's always been this kind of look down your nose from American folk to British rap.
Even when that came out, because
massively.
that was super viral.
Yeah, super viral.
Probably a lot of people who were kind of hearing UK rap for the first time. They're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, but then, since then, I feel like we're closer to understanding each other more than we ever have before.
There's more overlap now.
There's more overlap. And that's not just with music, that's with culture and lifestyle. I think, personally, growing up, we always looked to America for fashion, for language. Like, America was always the coolest place on the planet. And I think there's been a massive shift. I see a lot of these rappers now, they dress like us. Like, we don't dress like them no more.
Right.
Like, they dress like us more so than ever before. They will shop in the same shops that we shop in the UK. Like the high fashion stuff, wear it in the same way that we wear it. Even some words now, I'm like, yo.
You hear it.
Yeah. So like, the crossover's there, like the cross-pollination's there. And I feel like he's played a massive part of that. Because you even look at Drizzy, he's from Canada.
Right.
So he's the biggest rapper in the world. He's Canadian.
You never would have thought that Americans would embrace a Canadian rapper before him. Yeah.
Never.
And now there's plenty.
Yeah, there's loads.
Where nobody bats an eye. It's just kind of normal. Yeah.
So, and I think we're moving into that space, and he has played a huge part in that. Like in the same way introducing UK artists to the Americans, he's done that around the world for British artists and other artists from other regions, like Jamaican artists, and like he does it because he cares. And I think people that are purists, they see that. They don't look at him and be like, yeah, bro.
It's ultimately good for his legacy,
Yeah, he's done so many incredible things outside of just his music. Like you can't knock the man. Like for me, he's like the greatest.
Right.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
For my generation, he's that guy. For everything he's achieved and still the way he is and how he carries himself as a man, like I feel like, that's the benchmark.
Right.
That right there is the benchmark.
So did shit change for you after he came on the show? Like, did you all of a sudden start having more opportunities, or like you're already kind of like topped out for how big you can be in your world? I feel like, but did it still kind of open doors?
It definitely did. And do you know, it was a massive defining moment in my career in general.
Right.
Because it was, like I said, I've always set goals for myself. What's next?
Right.
So, for example, like when I got the Westwood show, the Saturday Night Rap show, the Holy Grail, the biggest show in British history when it comes to rap. I was like, I've done it. And I'm still quite young in comparison to my peers who have been here. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much for getting us to 100,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. If you want to support, please click that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 200K. Thank you. Thank you so much.